For those that don't know, I'm Equipto,
I'm Professor Gable.
and this is our podcast, The Opening Act.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Opening Act podcast. I'm your host, Professor Gable.
I'm Equipto.
And today we have a very special guest. Someone I've known for quite some time now, just through, vibes and flights. A pioneer in the modern and recent historic San Francisco hip-hop story. I'd like to introduce you all to my friend Frak. Let's give it up for Frak. Vibes and flights. Frak, how you doing today, sir?
Good, man. Flights, vibes.
Yep.
You
feeling it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying, man? So this is...
you guys are really, you go burner, you go in Frak.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are on their way up. You know what I'm saying? Just keep building.
That was the plan,
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Man, shout out to us, first of all, for, doing such great things.
Yeah.
Shout out to you for participating. You're from San Francisco.
Well, I'm hella accept out right now.
Yeah. You have all the stamps. What are your kind of like origins in the city?
Like musically or like humanly?
No bounds.
Right.
No,
Both
just
whatever, like coming up in the city or
Yeah.
vibually,
Vibually, yeah. I was raised in the inner Sunset area.
beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? Very beautiful.
Beautiful
area. Grew up. Really started rapping, like as part of this organization, Youth Speaks, which I think a lot of people, a lot of artists of my age came up around.
Yep.
You know, when I was like 14, they had the youth open mics or whatever.
Right.
But all the rapper kids were getting like, we weren't like academic or spoken word enough to like get to the next round, you know what I mean? So they decided to make an MC Olympics.
Okay.
So when I was 15, I won the MC Olympics.
dope.
And I was kind of like, my big... I had been like rapping like on like Kanye West fan sites and on GarageBand and shit, but that was like my first real sense of like community, meeting other rappers from the city, Oakland. There was like an Oakland prelim, SF prelim, and then the finals were at New Parish.
Wow.
And it was it was judged by Big Rich, Zumbi, rest in peace to the GOAT,
Zumbi.
and I forget who else, but it was my first chance, like,
Wow.
meeting figures of the Bay Area.
At
And
15.
at 15, young
That's
child
sick,
prodigy.
Boom.
Right?
And then
Straight into it.
At 18, I won again, and the prize is we got to open up for... oh, shit.
Opening act.
Oh, man, it was too
Acting.
flawless.
Perfect.
The prize is you got to open up for it was Travis Scott, and
What?
but at the time he wasn't that big, so it was like co-headlining with Travis Scott and Casey Veggies.
Wow.
It was like a co-headlining
Whoa.
tour at the New Parish,
And you did that?
and I did that when I was hella young,
What?
and that was my first real show too. So like the prize for the MC Olympics was this big ass rope chain.
Yeah.
And it was like super because I was like 5'6" at the time, so it was like down here. So I wore this rope chain on stage to open for Travis Scott, but everyone in the crowd was like, they didn't know I won the MC Olympics, so they're like, who the fuck is this
Right.
like white kid in a rope chain coming up? But
Wow.
at the end of my set, I freestyled, and then I kind of won the
And you
crowd
killed
over.
it. Yeah.
And since then, I've reversed that shit where I start my set with a freestyle,
Nice.
let people know who the fuck I am.
Right.
And
Win them
then
over
then they
first.
get into the music,
They
what
know
I'm
your
saying?
abilities first.
Yeah,
like, hold on,
right.
I ain't playing.
Yeah.
I can play, but I ain't playing.
Exactly.
That is perfect. That is how you get down, though. You know what I mean? Like, you're a lyrical monster, but you're very, animated in your way and multi, talented with the characters and things like that. So that's a dope way. That's a dope way to put it.
So you kind of had like big things happen early, like
Right.
you just explained. You know what I mean? One thing I remember is your song with Watsky, right?
Wow.
Small Talk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you tell me that?
you-
you were
you-
like 15 then,
Yeah,
right?
I guess we kind of knew who each other were at that point, but we had never really
Probably.
met.
Shit.
No, I was like probably 18 then.
Okay.
17, 18
Okay,
then.
okay. But still,
Yeah.
that was kind of a big song, right? Like,
Yeah.
that was like, that must
I
have
mean,
been
that
a
was like
moment.
at the height of Watsky's, like,
Yeah.
like he had done the YouTube virality. And he was kind of like someone who was a mentor too. Like
Okay.
aside from Big Rich and Zumbi, like he was like Youth Speaks generation before me. So he, like when me and Callie J. Okay, here's a good story. Also, me and Callie J.
Say all of them.
Me and Callie J. were actually the real reason I started rapping was on the back of the bus with Callie J. Who
Shout
at the
out to
time
Callie J.
went by
Shout out
Jay
Callie J.
Slay.
Jay Slay.
Bro, we should have done this podcast together damn near, so we had a rap group, right? We had a rap group called For Real. It was me, Jay Slay, and Herdbird. But it was For Real, but we had 3 members, so the 4th member was the music.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
And we were super deep, like all our shit was super deep.
Lyrical
like,
miracles?
Lyrical miracles, but also like not even lyrical miracle, like about hella topics we didn't really like
hella sorry.
have any like understanding about. Like we were rapping about like racism and communism
You
and
were?
like crazy
Oh,
big
wow.
topics that we didn't really learn about yet. But
That's
anyway,
crazy. Like, why did you do, like, what made you want to do that?
I don't know, man. We were just some woke young men. I don't know.
Wokey
But
pokies.
it was the type of shit where we felt like we had a bit better understanding of the world than we did, and I look back and cringe at some of that shit. But it's also hella cute because we were at like our private school, like we were performing these woke songs, and everyone was like, "Yeah, they're so cool." But at the same time, that time Watsky visited and performed for us was a big thing because we got to see people in the I think it was David Diggs and Watsky and some that Youth Speaks generation above us, and we got
Right.
to see, they're doing this thing for real. Like that's a possibility for us in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So, like, you mentioned your freestyling, kind of hooking people in. That's definitely something known about you. You know what I'm saying? That you could freestyle. You got the whiteboard up there ready to just... I seen you do it on really big stages. I seen you do it in small stages. What kind of made you, like, when did you start rapping technically, but, like, freestyling really? And how did you sort of perfect that in your craft?
That's a good question. Like, I feel like it was always part of it. Just like I love just like the art of freestyling and ciphering, and like my mind kind of just was kind of built for it. Just with like I feel like I'm probably on the spectrum or something, but like my brain like moves quicker than like I can sometimes like not freak out with, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of built for that type of shit.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the whiteboard shit started later because at first I was doing shows and having people hold shit up in the crowd,
Right.
but you can only freestyle about you're holding a wallet, you're holding a cigarette. Like
Yeah.
it's the same shit every time, and it's just corny. But the whiteboard allowed me to like really test my skill and get, because people always challenge you with like, mononucleosis. And all that type of shit. And that kind of brought it to the next level.
How did you like I'm saying, like, who are the influences, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you decide, like, I need to be able to do this? Because this is why, right? For me, freestyling, like, you got to be able to, or you don't got to be able to, but the sacrifice is you will show everyone what's really on your mind, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, no matter what.
I was thinking of doing a skit about that.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the cypher with the homies and everyone just like starts admitting their innermost truths. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Very
Like,
hilarious.
That should be
come
happening,
out the closet
though.
and shit.
Right?
That's what I noticed, bro. Sometimes when you freestyle with battle rappers, like they be saying like kind of like I was saying about you before this, where
Yeah.
you have a lot of sexual energy on your mind. Like
Right.
they just be like saying, "And I'm sucking a dick." And I'm like, "Whoa!" Like is that that's what's down there under all that? Let's talk about that.
I've heard a few people do it too, like, and I rock, I'm a cop. I'll be like,
I'm a cop.
did he mean, did that slip out, or what was going on?
Got a wire on my.
Yeah, I know, like, oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Got a wire on my shirt.
That's hilarious.
I'm with the FBI.
So what's up with the man? For me, like I'm a super, I don't want to say super, but I'm a fan of battle rap. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like since the Serious Jones shit, you know what I mean? Like all the shit, like, and me knowing you and seeing you step in that arena, you feel me? Like I was like, I knew you was gonna kill it, but I was, lightweight too, like, cause you rep for us. You feel me?
Right,
Like
right.
you the city boy, so I be worried. You feel
Right.
me? Like, oh shit, you killing it, bro. You feel me? Like off top, but like, what made you want to get into it? Who, maybe what other battle rapper did you kind of like? Kind of inspired you, like, bro, get in the arena, like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that? That man, it's been beautiful,
Well,
man.
first of all, the fact that you and my concerned Jewish mother worried for me when I was getting into it is a beautiful thing. I love that.
He's going to battle rap.
And speaking of influences from the city, man, like you're one of the biggest ones. So like
man, thank you,
it's
brother.
cool that you were tapped in that early.
Yes, very.
But yeah, man, battle rap was crazy because I was, like I told you about For Real, I was always on some positive shit. Like I was trying to be like that kind of conscious, positive rapper as a young kid. So actually, when I did that MC Olympics thing, someone from the crowd was like, hey, man, I want you to come perform at our event. It's called Tourette's Without Regrets. Have y'all heard of Tourette's Without Regrets?
definitely.
I'm surprised you haven't.
I'm right. Dude, that's dope. That sounds dope as fuck.
He probably remembers.
It's
He probably
his
was there.
Right,
this dude's name's Jamie DeWolf, and it's like a burlesque Oakland like nudity, fashion, poetry comedy show.
Wow.
That's just like, it got everything from women lifting weights with their coochie lips to like
What?
like people like doing haiku battles to like people stapling themselves. Like it's it's in Oakland every first Thursday.
Wow. Still?
Yeah, actually no, now they do it every few months. But and they
Yeah,
changed
that
the name
stapling
from Tourette's
yourself
Without
gets
Regrets.
a
Now
little-
it's like Ruckus and Rumpus Show or something like that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's dope, bro. But anyway, there's a freestyle battle at the end of it, and he was like, "Bro, you gotta come freestyle battle." I was like, I don't battle, man, but I'll come and perform a song. And he's like, "Okay, but do a song." It was 18 plus, but I was like 16 or something. But he stuck me in,
Right.
and then he called me up for the battle, like without telling me. And he like put me in the battle, and at
that's how
that
you
point
do
I was
it.
like, I can't be soft, like
Yeah.
Right.
So I tried it, and I battled. My first battle was against the champion,
Yeah.
this dude Cam at the time, and I was like, I did it, and it was fun as fuck, and I was like, yo, that wasn't the negative thing that I had been envisioning all this time. Like that was
Right.
actually like we were like kind of building. We were talking shit to each other, but we were like building together and creating this moment
Right.
of adrenaline.
Right.
So then I kept doing the freestyle battles, and then the written battle is a whole other shit. I think actually Dirtbag Dan was like at one of the Tourette's,
Okay.
and he got me into like the written battles, and I went through his league, and like at the time it was like I came up pretty quick. Like I got escalated just because of the circumstances of battle rap at the time. So it was kind of like it all happened in like a year,
Right.
and now I can't turn back.
Right. No, it's been beautiful.
What does it take,
And it
you
ruined
know?
my life. No,
It
I'm just
ruined your
kidding.
life. No,
Guys are back. I'm addicted. No.
what does it take though? Like, is it like to prepare for these battles?
Your mental health,
Tell me.
bro. It's just something that there's battle rappers that be doing it every weekend, and I could never, bro. Like I limit myself
Wow.
to like 2-3 a year,
Right.
because if it's more than that, it takes a month of your time, and it's super stressful. Because you're essentially looking someone up, researching them,
Right.
thinking of bars, looking at the grocery store, and like imagining fucking items as everything just becomes like right now I have a battle coming up at the end of the month, so I'm kind of in that mode,
You're in battle mode.
and it's like you're not as good of a boyfriend that month, but but at the same time, like the moment though it most of the time is worth it, like
Right.
being able to experience that feeling in the moment, and then afterwards, like how engaged the fans are and all that, like
Right.
it's kind of a give and take situation.
Right. I mean, you have a background in like performance art, right? Like theater and shit.
Not really.
Weren't we in theater or something? when
Were
were
we?
kids?
Like Shakespeare camp
yeah,
or something?
exactly.
We were?
Yeah, I think so. With Will
Yo,
Lanier.
I think we were.
That's why I think that.
Yeah, I did some theater camps, but I wouldn't say I have a theater background.
So, but that has nothing to do with it, you think?
No,
Talent,
definitely.
That's talent wise.
Or just like I could have probably like used this gene to like do improv or comedy
Right,
or something, but like I like fell in love with hip hop culture, and battle rap is kind of like the most the most like sport version of it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you built for it.
Yeah.
you said, like you know what I mean? Like you gotta be built for that shit. You know what I mean? Like you already know. A lot of rappers, like MCs or whatever, know how much it takes to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a lot of it. So I already know it's a different animal.
So this will probably come out after your battle or happens. Do you want to talk about your battle coming up or not yet?
Sure. I mean, I'm about. Yeah, I guess it's not announced yet, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm
Exactly,
battling
that's
this
good.
dude, Soulcon, who's like
Remember Soulcon?
Yeah, OG.
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah, he's an OG dude. He's another Jewish person, so it's definitely gonna be a struggle, but it's an exciting matchup too.
What do you, like? What? How are you preparing for this?
It's tough, man. Like,
He got a lot of history too,
yeah, he got a lot of history,
Yeah.
and he like kind of retired for 10 years and came
huh?
back.
Right, something like that, right?
But for me, like I was actually planning on doing like URL this year, which is like the more like the bigger league that has like Smack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was in this mindset where if I went there, it's more just about rapping, technically rapping good, and just like presenting my best self. Where now with SoulCon, it's a lot more of like a game of angles, like
Right.
a chess match of like, what's he gonna say? What am I gonna say? Who's gonna be like the most clever and approach it in a strategic way?
Right.
Which is like harder low key to prepare that way, but fun too.
Fuck yeah. I mean, what like? I feel like there was a Frak era where you would like do an album for a while and then you'd go back to battling or something like that, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Right now, I feel like you're kind of doing both, right?
Yeah.
How did you decide? Is it hard to do both? Do you have to separate yourself in different worlds? Like,
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of who is a battle rapper that does albums and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Do they all do that?
No, not anymore, man. Like now it's its own like career. Like people are professional battle rappers and don't ever make music or want to make music.
Right.
Like Sue Surf is someone who's a good job at does both. Like he's pretty well known in the battle world and in music. And there's a few other people like that too. But for me, creatively, it's like a lot of the battle rappers' music is just like, talking shit to invisible haters, or like you're battling like an imaginary person on the other side of the song.
I'll fuck you up.
And like I understand the instinct, it's like the chip on your shoulder, you want to rap good, but like I have to remove myself from that space, and like
Yeah.
it honestly helped my music because like I could get out the chip on my shoulder in battles, like I can prove I can rap good here, and my
Right.
music I could just focus on creating a good vibe, or
Right.
creating something that is like catchy, or like soulful, or whatever I'm in like going for in that moment. But yeah, I try and like when I'm preparing for a battle, sometimes my music ends up too lyrical miracle, so you gotta separate it kind of.
I feel you, it happens.
When y'all as like very lyrical rappers who don't battle,
Right.
like I'm curious, do y'all like watch battles and like feel inspired for your music, or is it the type of thing where you're like, nah, it's a whole different type of thing,
I don't know. Like, I think it's just like, just dope to watch, and it doesn't. I don't know.
Right.
I never thought about doing it. I saw it, and like when I'm like, oh shit, Frak is really a battle rapper. That's like the most I've thought about doing it. You know what I mean? Like, but other than that,
Z-Man
yeah,
tried.
Z-Man.
You were in the
Z-Man
battle
tried
with
it,
him,
yeah.
he
Yeah,
tried.
That was
He
a wild
dabbled.
one.
Yeah, I don't think it inspires me to do like that shit. I'll get ate up. You feel me?
No,
Like,
I
but
mean more like inspires
do
your
music.
pen when
Yeah, no, I was about
Oh,
to say that too.
yeah.
Exactly. But for me, it inspires the pen definitely. But it doesn't like. I'll never be like, oh, I watch it and be like, okay, I gotta write something, put that beat on it. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it hasn't done. You made me think about that when you said that. I've never really done that. But I'm definitely like I said, I watch it to get kicks, laughs, you know what I
Right.
mean? And like, of course,
Yeah.
the schemes and, you know what I mean, the bars is like, oh my God.
it's like watching boxing.
No,
Yeah.
definitely,
Like
yeah.
the
It's some
UFC
supernatural
or some
shit to
shit,
me.
like-
It's some shit to be like, bro, and I admire it because like I'm in the same,
Plus, it's like 80
you know,
bucks.
Yeah.
the rap shit. I'm in the rap world, but you know what I mean? That's a whole nother. That's like the MMA. You feel me? It's
Right.
like,
Yeah,
okay, this is
exactly.
It's like someone in the NBA watching like and one, or like watching like a
Harlem
dunk contest
Globetrotters
or
just
something.
go
Yeah,
dummy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just like okay, these dudes is super skillful. Like you know what I mean? Like
I would say I'm more just saluted and like I'm a fan of it because it's just like it doesn't make me want to like do it or whatever, because I'm always like, whenever I make music, I just like remove myself from everything, I think. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even like...
What you mean?
I don't want to think about like
you don't want to be influenced?
Yeah, or I don't want to think
Competition.
about like other people liking if I'm doing this or not and shit like that, or this is better than that or something like that. Maybe that's something I need to think about, but I don't feel like I do.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that it's just a different thing, like you said, but it's also just like dope that it's there kind of thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't seen that many that recently besides yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird era because Smack took all the shit off, or he's not using YouTube anymore because it wasn't sustainable. So they're posting it on like an app and like live streaming it through this like app that Drake is like part of called Caffeine.
Yeah, Caffeine.
But yeah, most of this shit doesn't go on YouTube anymore, which is like changed, how a casual fan would consume it, you know.
Right, for sure.
Watching old ass clips and shit, old battles and shit.
I was at one battle in like 20.
I found your face in there
2008 or something. 2008.
with
something like
Ilmac
that.
versus Thesaurus, right?
It was
Wow,
it
he was a
was
kid.
Thesaurus versus Dumbfounded.
Oh,
Yeah.
classic.
Ilmac versus-
Dumbfounded's coming back to battle for this event.
Oh yeah, where's this
next
event at?
Toronto.
Oh shit.
Are you going to Toronto?
Yeah, it's for that cat Pat Stay who
Yeah.
passed. It's like a
Rest in
memorial
peace.
event for
Oh,
him,
you
and
doing
it all
that?
goes to his family.
Oh,
yeah.
that's dope. That's congrats on that.
Yeah.
That's big, man. That's dope.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, he was a big inspiration too, for real.
Yeah, I seen him when I was in overseas. I seen him in battle, and that's where I met like who did I meet? I met Awkwards, and I think I met the Source too.
You were wait, where was that?
This is-
Sweden?
yeah, it was a battle.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were performing in that?
Yeah, with Mike Measy and like
dope.
Elronius of True Justice. You know what I mean? So it was like a stop, and we were like just chilling, and we're like, could we perform at this festival? True had some wiggle.
Right.
And we're like, all right, you're gonna give us 3 minutes or something. We did a little edit with Measy 5 on it, just real quick.
Yeah.
But it was like ridiculous. WC was there.
Yeah, no, I
Crazy
know about
Bone.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a crazy event. I was like, what? Loonies? Yuck Mouth was hella buff. I was like, whoa, Yuck hella buff out here. Like, and Measy and Yuck did 5 on it for the first time together.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
It was an
That
In
is
ill-ass-
Sweden, of all
of
places.
all places.
In Sweden.
But yeah, and then I was in the same van. I guess we were staying in the same hotel this past day because we all, everybody's transferring and we were all in the same van. I was like, oh, that's that dude, yeah. Because I was still getting for me. I was like, that's that dude past day, though.
Right.
He be battle rapping. He was with his girl. I could tell he was all prepping in his head. and
Yeah.
shit. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, this
Yep.
is crazy. Yeah, rest in peace to the homie, man.
So when you were like coming up I'm sorry to
take it over,
to
please.
mansplain the
that's
comedy
what
of the
we do.
podcast, but I'm curious. The old Frisco stories, like when you were like a young man coming up, like what was like what did outside, like being outside meant? Were people like battling? Were people ciphering? Like how did y'all like find each other?
Man, for us, it was like house parties. That like, and we would just be rolling around, like walking around the city 10 deep with a radio, freestyling in the radio. And if you ran across someone else that rapped, it was lucky. That type of shit. Like, you all rap too? And sometimes it'd be a battle, sometimes you just rap together. It wasn't too much of that. You know what I mean? Like, but like, and then we go, then it was the era of Hyro and, Living Legends, Misfield Cookies, Telegraph Ave. That's when the battling and everything started going down, where it's like, you want to go there and get your word in, then you do it.
Yeah.
And just like everything else, it gets played out and corny, though. But it was eras.
But did y'all?
Yeah, we went over there, but we had keep it real, like True and everyone. We had drama with East Bay Cats. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like Boris Stiff was not accepted by East Bay Cats, and there was fights and all type of shit. Like
Did that never turned into a battle like that? It
nah,
was more
no,
like real beef.
Yeah, it was actually real beef. It was like it was never the only bad. I don't know. It's not even worth talking about. That's a whole nother story. But you know what I'm saying? Like back then, it was like. Real territorial. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we go on BART, we'd be ready, not even to battle, to fight. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we might see these cats, it might get manny,
Right.
we going out there like So it was like we didn't really like plan the battle like that. Like we battle in the city, like us. Like I'm from the era, like dude, I go to high schools and battle. You
Right.
know? I'm from that era. Like people went to downtown high to battle me. I'd be like, oh shit, I brought my homie from the Mo.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh shit, this is a real battle, right? I'm like, and I go to Wash when I got kicked out of Wash, and I go to downtown high.
you
I go to
fucking people
Wash.
up?
I go to Wash. I see Quinn there because Quinn was
Oh,
young.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? But I knew Quinn since he was 11,
Right.
before Wash. So. You know, I go to Wash, battle few fools. You feel me? Like I'm gonna come back and try to claim my territory. You know that type of shit. Like, oh, the battle rapper's back. Like, so it was like a high school. I go to Lowell.
Was anyone on your level, or were you fucking people up?
I mean, I had some good battles, but I pretty much won. You know what I mean? Like, keep it real. But there was some battles, like, back then, I didn't think I won, honestly. Like, after 3-4 rounds, you're like, you killed him, bro. Everyone be like, for real? I thought I lost that one. Like, there was some dope cats, like, but it was just like, back then, not so many people rap. So when you found someone who rapped, I'd have that animosity deep down trying to rap, but I'd be in admiration too. Be like, man, this dude sound like Kane. You know, everyone, he kind of sound like Rakim. Or like, I'd be, like, okay, he do his homework. Like, because no one was, there wasn't many people.
It was about who
like,
your influences were.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. It was like, my shit was like Kane, Master Ace. You know what I mean? Like back then, just having 42 bars ready to go. Like, trying to memorize them was the difficulty. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, man, it was a beautiful time.
Hell yeah.
A little different battle type of scene, but that's why I love it so much, though. Like, from the pool table raps and all that
Fight
era.
Club,
yeah. Oh, man, I used to love watching that shit.
So, Frak, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just start off. Rest in peace, Zumbi. Someone, not only legendary, but helpful and influential to many of us and many other people. But you specifically, you were signed to Zumbi and, knew him well. I'd like to know a little bit of that story if you're willing to share.
Also, opening act, he took me on my first tour.
There it is.
Yeah, he took me to, we did Portland, Seattle, Vancouver, and then I think one other Canadian date.
Wow.
And that was a super valuable experience for me to grow as an artist and, like, figure out how to rock a whole new crowd of people who weren't there for you, doing all these shows in the city where I'm like, we're selling it out because all the homies are around, but like playing in Vancouver with a room full of Canadian dudes who are just hammered. It's like, play, don't lose your head. But it was lit.
Yeah,
it was an awesome experience to go on tour with him, and just being with him gave me so much wisdom. Like, he's the type of person, like, you ask a question and it's like a whole hour-long conversation comes off of it because he, like, has so much like nuanced, like, reflections on whatever you're saying and, like, thinks everything through. But yeah, man, it was an honor for him to, like, fuck with me even, and, like, yeah, he's, like, started his own Empire, because he was on Empire's first artist, gave him a whole imprint to start as, like, a legacy imprint, and, like, I was the first artist he signed.
That's crazy.
And I think maybe the last artist he signed, because that shit was, like, right before he passed, or, like, a year before.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man, he was like a real mentor in the sense of, like, he would tell me shit that, like, was true, even if, it wasn't, like, coded, it wasn't sugar coated, and I know being a close friend of yours, probably the same shit, he was just a truth teller.
Very honest.
Yeah.
Man, rest in peace, Zumbi.
Yeah, rest in peace, Zumbi. Justice for Zumbi. We're gonna
Justice
get
for
justice.
Zumbi, definitely.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all doing all that work behind the scenes, however I can help or magnify that shit.
Yeah, definitely. You already know. It's a rough one,
Hey, get close to the microphone.
Oh, the drums?
Closer to the mic? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Justice for Zumbi.
So, Frak, what's kind of like your vision in terms of your albums? Your albums are all very themed, and I feel like they're kind of like a growing story sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, this kind of ties into your social media presence too, like very kind of well edited or some shit, like content.
Whatever y'all be doing on the garage band these days.
Whatever you tweak it with. It's good editing.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you what are you creating?
We are the world. We are the children. Shit. That's a multi-layer question, but I'll take it from the album thing because I guess that is where a lot of shit starts from. Like, right now I'm like I work conceptually in my brain, which is like hard because I have so many ideas. So it's like some of the shit doesn't connect like the way it does in my mind to
Right.
like the viewer.
Right.
But like right now I'm like in the midst of putting out an album, which in my brain is going to be titled Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny
And
Valley.
Everything is like basically you can't tell what's real and what's not because
Oh,
of like
shit.
we live in this age where like fucking artificial intelligence is gonna be writing people's papers and like you know whatever. So it's just like what's real, what's not, and you know people's views are fake, people's streams are fake, like it's
Right.
all fake. So like all my music videos are like superimposing me into like you know, like the Rap Genius video, like the fucking an ASMR thing, like me and Jada were like on a fake Hot Ones, you know, it's
Right.
basically like controlling my own reality.
Right.
And then also a lot of the music's kind of like about that feeling of like the uncanny valley, which is like something that means like when robots or like AI gets so realistic, it like scares like the human mind like doesn't know what's real and what's not type thing.
That's crazy. Is that gonna happen?
Yeah, that's gonna be deep. That's a crazy. That's gonna be a deep album right there, y'all. The
But
Uncanny Valley.
But by the way, people just think like I was on like no one really knows that this is all some concept in my brain.
Right,
except
right,
God,
right. You're on
you know
Hot
what I'm
Ones.
saying? But that's like how my creativity works.
Right,
Yeah.
nice. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
You gotta
don't
paint
know
the
what's
picture
real.
first.
Yeah.
Paint the picture first, and then the music comes with it.
Right.
Exactly.
So when are you gonna go on Hot Ones?
I don't know. Or was I already?
Right.
You
might
guess you
have
never
been
know.
on Hot Ones. Damn, that's crazy. Vibes and flights, if you ask me.
I like imagining that as like you saying that to yourself as like a self like an affirmation.
Yeah.
It's like vibes and flights, enter yourself. Vibes and flights.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see that's
My
a prayer.
mantra.
Your prayer. So what's future? What's next for Frak? What's like, you know what I mean? More battles,
Yeah.
music, any you know,
Yeah.
any secrets you could tell us? Not getting signed to anybody or you
Nah, I'm independent right now. Independent completely. Doing my own thing. Definitely gonna release an album this year and just be I think like a goal I had for this year and I'm like writing for a battle right now, so I'm like not doing it. But I did.
Yeah,
I did a
yeah,
video with Son of Man today. But
Dope,
what
dope.
I really want to do is just be really consistent. Like I want to put out like videos and content. Like I told
Right.
myself like a skit and a song a week
Wow.
is what I'm trying to do.
That's hard.
You know, and we'll see
Right.
if I actually accomplish that. But like, I'm just trying to be, you know, like I feel super inspired and like there's been a lot of growth recently, just with my music and like my fucking, you know, TikTok with all the Gen Zers, you know, watching the stuff like that. So yeah, just being really consistent and then. You know, probably less battles, but still
Yeah.
doing them. Like, I'm never gonna retire from battle rap, but like, it's not like where my passion lies as much as like music and performing and content. But honestly, where my passion does lie related to battle rap was working on these battle rap cartoons, like the.
Right, I was just
Right.
about to ask you about
Okay,
that.
yeah,
I swear
yeah.
to God, I was just about to ask. Like, so you had something to do with the Kraft cheese and all that?
Yeah,
one,
that
right?
was me,
The mustard
Omac and
all-
Pass. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I love Pass.
Yeah,
Shout
Pass is-
we gotta get
the
Pass on
legend.
here.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh,
get Pass.
he'd be down for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Pass is a cool cat. Oh, so that's what's up. That's what I'm saying. There's so much opportunity now too. You know what I mean for the
Right.
rap battle cats that got that.
Well,
that
battle rap
creativity.
is like there's a ceiling to it in the sense of like it's built on so many inside jokes and gum bars that you have to know what the blicky is. You know what I mean? Where it's like
right. He said the blicky.
You know, like-
you gotta know what the blicky is.
Yeah, I know
Whereas,
about
like,
the blicky, guys.
the catchy.
Or you won't get the scheme. You know what I mean?
Whereas
Sticky
like
with blicky.
you know ketchup versus mustard, like everyone understands that. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yes,
cheese
yes.
versus cheese, or you know we just put out
Yes.
burrito versus sandwich. So it's like
Oh my
all
God.
that shit is like you know battle rap as a art form, like two ideas being pit against each other is like you know that's what everyone is interested in the world. You know,
Right.
seeing two ideas duke it out. So like
Right.
using that art form, but you know, and still doing really high level bars. But
Yeah.
for cartoons and inanimate objects and pets and shit is like, you know, we're trying to get that shit on TV. You know.
Yeah,
Right.
that shit is so dope. So, and I know, like, so people sponsor you, right? At least like Heinz and them, they get at you and shit, or
Well, this was our first time, but Kraft like DM'd us and was like, "Oh my god, bro, this shit was so funny, dude!" Like they were literally like, and I can say this now because
Cool,
we
I was
did
gonna
it,
say,
but
I hope
it's
you
like
say
they
it.
were like, "Bro, they're like, we've noticed that like youth these days are like going for the fancy cheeses and the artisanal cheeses, but
Right.
we want you guys as the wrap off to like bring back like." You know, Kraft being seen as the cheese of the people, you know, the affordable cheese that's like,
The
you know,
affordable
so,
cheese.
done.
So,
For
so
real,
we
though.
did this whole battle for them where Kraft was just like, you know, fuck y'all bougie cheeses, like fuck Gouda, fuck
They're not
Capri,
trying to
like
make
I'm
all
here.
that shit.
I love it. Y'all gotta
you know,
do a Star Wars or Star
That's
Trek or
funny.
something.
ooh.
Some gay, like, you know what I mean? Y'all hella cool.
Who would be the matchup?
Oh my God, I don't know. I can't do.
Spock versus Anakin.
Right,
Nah.
some Darth Vader against Spock or something.
You would actually be great as a voice actor.
Yeah.
I want to try to do some of that shit. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a trip you said that. I was like looking at some, you know, things be popping up on your timeline and shit. Like,
Yeah. Get him on a ketchup bottle or something, you know,
What would y'all battle be like?
against each
What
other.
what would be your inanimate object you would represent?
oh my God, you're good at that.
I would be.
A hammer. Let's see a hammer rapping.
I would probably be like a golden ashtray, you know, with like some purple pillows on the outside of it,
Okay.
smoking, you know. What would yours be?
An object that's rapping,
Yeah.
animated.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a lit
That's tough
icebreaker.
Because then you would like get hella clown for
Icebreaker.
whatever you are. You're just gonna get clown like.
Like the old school turntable.
Yeah. I mean, getting clown is.
You know, it'd
probably-
be lit if we did like weed versus like blunt versus joint or like weed versus alcohol or something.
Well,
We want to do that
Joint
one.
would be great. That would be. a
There you
good
go.
one.
Weed. I'd be weed
I think a rapping nug would probably be the best.
for me.
I'd probably be a spliff.
Yeah.
it'd
Could we
be a
just be?
spliff. Yeah, and then
Spliff.
people would get on me. Tobacco and weed. You
Yeah.
don't need it. You tobacco, you weed. Like, oh fuck, why did I get in this? That's why I'd be like, I know I get destroyed in that shit. But it'd be funny.
You'd be like,
Ah, that was funny. Okay, no, that's enough.
all right, I gotta go. All right.
I love it. That's dope though. I was wondering. I was like, I know that's Frak in there. When I heard the twos, I was like,
you could hear which bars were mine.
yeah, some kind of. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, that's a trip. But yeah, man, I love it.
What's like some advice for? So you know, this is the opening act podcast.
Yep.
You told us some great stories about being an opening act. You know what I mean? Like executing performances in different capacities. But what's like some advice you'd give to someone who is an opening act or who's trying to be an opening act and like, you know, make that opportunity something you could get further with?
Yeah. I have a couple things. I guess like first thing that I would say is kind of how I figured out how I did the freestyling thing first. Like
Right.
I would say figure out something that's like a hook for yourself.
Find a niche.
Yeah, or not even a niche, dude. Like
Don't
don't
find a
just
niche.
like
Leave the niche.
vibes and flights
Vibes and
is your
flights.
niche.
He's like, yeah, find somebody. Find a niche. No, not a niche. Don't find a niche. Okay, my bad.
Oh shit. Honestly, it's less about finding a niche and more just like find yourself. Like, what is the most you thing that could represent yourself in an interesting way that is like in character of like who you are. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
so like niche.
No, not a niche, dude. That's not a niche.
I feel you. So
But
you're comfortable with what
Be
you're doing.
yourself in
Yeah.
an interesting way.
Also, like what y'all are doing as family, not a group, like is maybe a really good case study. Is like
yeah.
y'all built community. You know, I feel like that's something that a lot of artists fail to do is they try and like solo dolo it, but like when you build community, everyone's got a fan base that you can compare and contrast and like bring new people community into the fold.
Right.
And then also I would say, like, as a young rapper, you know, I did so many shows opening for artists. Like, whenever there was an artist coming into the city, I would want to open for him and stuff like that. I was like,
That's what I want to know about. Go ahead.
honestly, my biggest advice is, like, I think I focus too much on that, and that, like, I think putting more hours in the lab, putting more hours into, you know, your content, putting more hours into your skill set, and, like, doing the shows when you feel like, you know, you could build an audience online these days of 100,000 fans before you even do one show, you know what I mean? Which I think is also something wrong with that when there's the kids who blow up on TikTok and have no stage presence because they're whatever. But I think finding that balance of, like, being able to do shows but also, like, putting work into your craft is also, like, as important, if not more.
Man. So basically, don't be an opening act.
You have any many stories like opening up for someone, Raekwon or something? I don't know. Like,
yeah.
what about someone
Come
someone was
on.
ruder than you thought? Like, damn, I wish I
Bro,
didn't.
unfortunately, he
And
was
you don't
going
wanna
through a
mention no
big
names, but-
mental health crisis, but Blue in Exile, like, Blue was so fucking rude to me, bro. It was, but he, then I opened for him later, like, another time randomly at a festival or something, and he was so nice to me. So I was like, he didn't remember who I was, and he was just going through it that day, you know?
Right.
That happens.
Disappointing sometimes. Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
opened for, in college, I opened for,
Oh, shit.
and we didn't have enough, like, skrill to really pay him, like, what he wanted.
Oh,
no.
damn.
And so I emailed him. I was like, bro, I'm sorry, but, like, I appreciate you for still doing it. Anything else I can get you? And he was like, a gram of coke and 4 tabs of acid. And I was like, I got you, bro. But
Done.
I couldn't get the coke connect in time, but luckily my roommate had a bunch of acid. So I got his band the acid, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they're definitely gonna you know, do this after the show. We could all do it, have a good time.
Yeah.
As soon as I give it, his whole band pops a tab right there.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, it's like a fucking, you know, it's not a big college, it's like a small college, small venue. And,
Right.
like, by the time I had played, it was their show, they were just tripping balls playing. But it was awesome. Like,
I
they
bet
were
the
just
best
zoned,
ever.
like, he was just drumming, just zoned in, tripping balls, just, like, in the middle of a song, he'd be, like, just start cracking up and shit. But he was, like, super on point, too. Like, it wasn't like he was slacking. Like, his
Right.
musically was there, but you could just tell he was in another dimension.
That's crazy. Damn,
That's a great story.
That's up there. That might be top 5.
Right.
Damn.
You're
That's
up
a
there.
great
We
story.
need to get like
I'm
some
open for the
medals.
most random ass people, dude. I opened for fucking like at the height of White Girl Mob. Remember, like,
Yeah.
Krayshawn and V
Yeah.
Nasty and them. I opened for them in Santa Cruz at the Catalyst.
Really?
And it was just like a bunch of, like, white girls rolling face like from
Oh my
fucking Santa
God.
Cruz College, like fucking Molly.
Rolling.
That was a
Damn.
crazy era. I bet that was wild.
What about when you and Callie J opened for Dell?
Yo, that was dope, actually. You were there at that?
No, I just heard this story in other podcasts.
Really? Well, I
Right.
didn't remember
Where
there
was
was a
this at?
story. No, I'm
Was it not a
serious.
story?
Is
Maybe
there a
it was.
story?
I don't know.
Did Callie say something happened? I don't remember.
Just tell a story.
What happened, Daniel?
Freestyle, monkey. Hey, no,
Nah,
it was-
maybe I just knew that you did that.
no, I
Which is dope.
remember. Yeah, Dell was. Yeah, that was fun. But I actually, that was like, that was, oh my God, there is a story actually, I think, because
See,
the
here we go.
dude, I forgot who it was, but you probably know this fool, was like a super old school funk artist who, like, made all these songs about sex, and he's from the Bay. I forget his fucking name, dude, but he died recently.
Blowfly?
Yes, Blowfly,
okay,
Blowfly. It was
Yeah.
a Blowfly show. It was-
Oh, what?
it
You
was
were at a
Blow-
Blowfly show?
It was a Blowfly show, and Dell was actually opening for Blowfly, and we were opening for Dell.
Whoa. I didn't know that part of the story.
Yeah,
Damn, Blowfly is legendary.
That's crazy.
legend. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in
Indeed.
peace.
Man, well, Frak, this has been quite the episode, man. A lot of significant tales of the underground, so they say.
Yep.
A lot of good anecdotes and lessons for those out there. I want to thank you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything else? No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. You know what I mean, and keep doing your thing, man.
Thank
you know
you,
what I
bro.
mean, for the city, for yourself. And are you? I don't know, but are you Peruvian too, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone talking about the white. Yeah, he's white, but he's Peruvian, Peruano, man. You know what I mean? He's Peruvian. So yeah, I wanted to touch on
Shout
that.
out my Peruvian heritage. You know?
Yeah, so keep repping
you
for your
can't see it on my
folks.
face, but it's in there.
Keep repping for your folks, man.
Yeah,
You know what I
thank
mean?
you,
Keep
bro.
doing your thing, man. And I love how you slip in the humor along with the message though too. You know what I
Thank you,
mean?
bro.
Like and you use your like you said, you don't see it in your face, but you use your white privilege, quote unquote, to you know what I mean, for the cause, for the movement. And I see what you're doing.
Thank you,
You know what I
bro.
mean? And that's, you already know that's needed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's needed in this struggle and shit. So, you know, definitely appreciate all the work you're doing, all the, the skill you're displaying, bro. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? We're proud of you, bro. You feel me?
That means a lot from you, man. And
Yeah.
it's an honor to represent the same city as both of y'all, man. Both of y'all super inspire me as MCs, as figures, as activists, you know. So
Likewise.
it's
Yeah,
definitely the San Francisco cloth, I feel like, is because of artists like Stunna Man and San Francisco, like, is kind of having a little renaissance in music again.
Mhm.
But I think people are tapping in more to the history that, like, this is like, it's not just a now thing, you know. There's
Right.
been a lot of
Right.
stuff coming from this city for a long time, and thank you.
Yeah, man. You carrying on the legacy, bro. You feel me? Y'all doing a great job. You feel me? Everybody from like Gable, Ozer, Stunner, you know what I mean? All the folks is doing their thing. But and it feels good. You feel me? As an OG and shit,
Yeah.
I be like, okay, it's in the right hands. You feel me? Like,
Yeah, everyone from like Gable, Stunner Man, Frak to Little Bean, like, it's just like
Right.
you'd never think that those people all represented the same place, but like that's the diversity and also of like thought that happens in San Francisco. Like there's so many different stories
Right.
and like upbringings.
Man.
yeah, man. Right on. Thanks again, though. Thanks for coming.
Much love, y'all.
Thanks.
Subscribe to the
Appreciate
We
podcast.
did that.
Yeah, do that. My name's Professor Gable.
I'm equipped though.
Frak.
Vibes and flights.
Can we get a drum roll, please?
We got it.
I didn't get that one on my head. Stop it. Alright, I'm about to go run there real quick. Alright. Y'all cool with that? Yeah, that's perfect. That actually works out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of works out better.
No, it don't.
Yeah, we want y'all separate.
Oh, okay.
Segregation.
Yeah, divide and conquer, you know what I'm saying? I know how it goes. I know how y'all get down. Act like y'all cool and for the people and shit, but really, y'all trying to use that as a tactic to manipulate. And then, feel me, why the woman open the door? Y'all got her going
all backwards, huh?
Yeah.
I do like your pants though.
Thank you. I don't know. I wasn't even gonna wear these today. Alright, I'll be right back, y'all.
Alright.
Hey, do me a favor. Y'all have a beautiful day.
You too.
I'm gonna be 9 minutes away.
Yeah, we'll be here.
You promise?
Yeah, 9 minutes.
We're 9 minutes away, brother.
Alright, Frank, you ready?
Yep.